You may have heard of the new COVID surge in China. Question is, what is there for us? Why is suddenly there's a high case of death rates of COVID in China? Now, we all know about the China's zero COVID policy, which was really strict and fortunately was recently scrapped. The problem is it may be due to the absence of a strategy to back it up that now threatens a fresh wave of COVID infections, especially in a population where there are still millions of elderly who are unvaccinated. Now, what I worry most is that this outbreak it will be like 3 years ago, where it all began in China before the pandemic began. So we now hear of reports of a wave of Omicron infections sweeping Beijing and might soon hit the rest of China. What then does this mean for us in our country or in the rest of Asia? Let's watch this. The problem I see now in China is that among those 60 years old and older, only about 69 to 70% have received booster doses, and the uptake is even less among those about 80 years of age. We all know that the elderly and vaccinated continues to be the vulnerable population, especially the Omicron, and reports from China have indicated that the surge of deaths have already started with crematoriums working round the clock. It is for this reason that we need, if possible, to update the vaccination of our elderly siblings, friends, and parents before another surge will hit us. Now that China's government has announced a plan to accelerate vaccination campaigns for the elderly who have been hesitant up to now to get the shots. Now, what then should we worry about this new surge? Now, the danger of these new cases is that China's outbreak will possibly generate new COVID-19 variants that can threaten again the rest of the world. We know from the past that these new variants, the risk of transmission becomes easier and faster, and the more infections arise from these new infections, the chances of newer variants to emerge likewise will happen. What is being offered now and a potential lifeline in China is the aerosol vaccine developed by CanSino Biologics. It is now being offered as a booster in the form of an inhaled mist taken through the mouth after studies showed it triggered a very good immune system response to people who have previously received 2 shots of the Chinese vaccine. However, I believe that the best strategy is still pressing this vaccine and, if possible, importing millions of the proven beneficial mRNA vaccines as one way to get out of this COVID surge. Now, the bottom line is for us to please get vaccinated and get the full booster dose, especially those who are now at the vulnerable population, our elderly. Hopefully soon, we can also get the new booster bivalent vaccine as the next booster dose. If you're one of the many who hasn't yet received the booster shots because you're still waiting, because you think that the surge is over or the pandemic is over, please think again. Please get your booster shots the earliest possible time. Again, this is Dr. Jerry Tan. Stay safe always. See you again soon.